on everybody, it is Dyson aka 99 Films, and today we're going to be breaking down my ZCAM E2 S6 rig. As you guys can probably tell from my most recent videos, I just picked up this S6. It's an amazing camera, and I finally got it rigged out to kind of the way I want it to. I'm definitely going to be doing a lot more upgrades and kind of adds on in the future, but stay tuned for a little bit later in the video. I'll go over that. I'm also going to be posting a ton of new content with this S6, whether it's reviews, breakdowns, or actual behind the scenes in field testing this camera out. If you guys are interested in that, make sure you hit subscribe. All right, so we're gonna start breaking down this rig, and starting off here, we have the Tilta Matte Box Mini. The reason why I bought this is because it's such a small size, an amazing price point for having the option of having a matte box. The matte box is super useful if you're shooting in outdoor locations. It helps block the sun. Another awesome thing about this is that it fits all your regular size filters along with any other matte box. The next thing we have is the Sigma 18 to 35mm f1.8 lens. This is an unbelievable lens. It's an APS-C lens, so it's perfect for this Super 35 sensor. It's a great focal length as well. It's super fast and it's super sharp, and only being in at about $1,000. This is pretty much a match made in heaven. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the Atomos Shinobi that I have. This camera only has a 1-inch monitor, so I would definitely not recommend relying on that. At least the good thing is ZCAM has made an iPhone app where you can actually use your phone as a monitor, and I've used this for one shoot. If you guys are interested in this rig or any of the pieces, I have all the links in the description below, as well as a kit that you guys can check out. It has everything that I use on this camera. Hopefully in the future, I do plan on probably getting a Ninja 5 or upgrading my monitor. The Shinobi is great for just being a monitor. I definitely would like to have the ProRes RAW that the Ninja 5 actually offers with external recording, so I think that would be super beneficial for me and something that I'll probably get in the future. The next thing that I wanted to go over was the HDMI cord, and this was the Alvin's L-shaped HDMI cord. This just fits perfectly for Atomos, and then with the ZCAM, considering that the HDMI port is on the very back, it keeps everything clean. It's a pretty short HDMI cable too, so it's awesome that I don't have any wires just kind of dangling, and it's a super clean setup. So now I'm gonna break down everything that's attached to this, which is basically all held up by a small rig cage. I've used small rig for my A7 III, multiple of my other cameras, and so I've always just kind of gone with small rig. Their quality is amazing, they have a great price point and a ton of accessories. So the first thing attached to this cage is the small rig mini cinema camera handle. It's pretty nice in size. I don't have the largest hand, so it kind of just fits nicely there. Definitely is low key and small, which is awesome for me because I can actually press these buttons here without having any top handle in my way. Attached to that is actually the RE monitor mount. This is perfect because I can just, pan up and down. And then it's also nice because I can film right over top of me. I can see the monitor and it's right over top of me, kind of like how a Red would be, which is a nice bit of a difference in comparison to what I was using before with my Sony A7 III. And so the next piece of this puzzle is the small rig rosette side handle. This is awesome. It's wood, it fits perfectly in your hand, it's nice and easy to control. I definitely would have liked to get the revolver clutch handle, but at the time when I was buying this rig, it was sold out, so hopefully I'll buy one here in the future. That kind of gives me some more buttons as well as control over the ZCAM a little bit, so definitely something I'm going to look into and upgrade. And so on the bottom, I have the small rig base plate. And the reason why I have this is because I also have the small rig 12-inch 15mm carbon fiber rods. The reason why I added this part onto it is because I know eventually in the future I'm gonna get a follow focus, as well as if I'm using bigger lenses, I'm gonna need that lens support. So that's the main reason why I bought the base plate and the rods already at this point. So with this camera, it does use CFast or SSD. Personally for me, I just decided to buy two CFast. These are actually the Angelbirds. They are both 256 gigabytes, and I bought them as a pack of two. It's about 600 Canadian dollars. Definitely more expensive for storage, but worth it in my opinion because these are actually made for ZCAM. You can also externally record with this camera to a SSD. I decided not to do that just because in case you bump a cable or something like that, For most of my shoots, I can get away with just using 512 gigabytes of footage. This is the Sony NPF 970 battery. This is the DTSE. I've used it on a variety of different things like my Dracast lights, and now I'm using it to power my ZCAM. This lasts about 3 hours. It's an awesome battery. Eventually, I will like to upgrade to a V-mount so that I can power everything just from one battery itself instead of having multiple. Another thing I wanted to mention that I use on a daily basis is the Tiffen Pro Mist Quarter. This just makes your highlights super soft and it makes everything look a little bit smoother and less digitally. Next up are some other lenses that I use and will be using. The Tokina 11-20 f2.8. That'll be my go-to wide angle lens. It's APS-C. Honestly, this camera is awesome. This rig is awesome. It fits me perfectly. I like to do a lot more run and gun stuff, so this is just the perfect setup for me. It's small. I don't have to worry about any more cables other than the HDMI. And that's all I really need. If you guys like this video, make sure you drop a like as well as comment and let me know kind of what camera you guys using, and if you could build out a rig, what would you build it out to be like? Would you do it the same way I did it with more run and gun in mind, or would you guys fully set this up, take this anywhere you can go, but setup times are a little bit longer? Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.